Basically, what is testing? Testing is nothing but checking whether expected results of any product is equal to the actual results or not. Let us take a very simple example which we see in our daily life. Let us take a pen. Right? What you expect from a pen? It should write. That is the expected thing. And actually, if you buy the pen and brought it home and see that it is not writing, this is the actual scenario. So here there's a mismatch between expected and actual, isn't it? So if expected results are not equal to the actual result, then that pen is said to have some defect or a fault, and the product pen is a failure, right? So to avoid the product a failure, to avoid that product to be a failure product, the product should undergo a process called testing before it is released into the market. So, applying the same analogy into our testing, to our software applications, apply the same analogy. Let us take an example application. Whether it is any internet banking application, or else any Gmail application, any mail application, right? Or else let us take antivirus software, right? This is also software product. So what we expect from any antivirus software? We expect that it should protect our system, protect the PC from any virus, right? And also it should give some warning messages regarding the virus, right? So these are all the requirements. We are expecting these things from the antivirus software. So actually observing, if you observe that the particular antivirus is not working fine, it is not removing the virus, it's not protecting the system, then there's a mismatch between expected and actual. Hence the particular antivirus is said to be a failure. So to avoid that one, this should not happen for the software applications, right? So to avoid this one, this antivirus software should undergo a process called testing, which is called software testing, right? In this process we'll verify whether the expected is equal to the actual or not, so that there will not be any failure in the product. So that's what is called basically testing. After seeing what is testing, let us see how important is testing in our daily life. To understand the importance of testing, let us see some practical scenarios. This is an Airbus crash which occurred on April 26, 1994. Airbus collapsed because of a small software bug. There was a software bug in the program written for this Airbus. Because of improper testing, the bug was not identified in the testing process, and hence it took away lives of 264 people. It's not a small thing, right? This shows us how important is testing in our daily life. Next comes the other example, which happened in National Cancer Institute in Panama City. Actually, in this cancer institute, radiation dosage for the cancer patients would be given by the radiation therapy machine, and it works on some software application. And there was some software bug in the program. Hence, what happened is the dosage was miscalculated or wrongly calculated because of some error in the program. So, overdosage was given to the cancer patient. This is not a small thing, right? Because seeing these examples, you can understand that testing is not only important from the point of view of revenue or else time, right? Not only in that sense, but it also saving the lives of people. Another example, Windows 98 crashing. After developing Windows 98 operating system, there was a demonstration in the TV. During this demonstration, the operating system crashed. This also happened because of a software bug in that particular operating system, which was missed during testing. Means improper testing or insufficient testing because of lack of proper testing. So this should not happen. We all know the fame of the company Microsoft, right? If this happens, what happens to the reputation of the company? What happens to the brand name? So testing not only is important from the point of view of a budget and time, but also reputation, brand name. There are so many factors which affects the improper testing of any application. Overbilling. Overbilling happened for a telecommunications company, not for a single customer, one or two customers. At a time, 11,000 customers got overbilling of their. So, seeing all this, you can understand the importance of testing. How important is testing? Not only in terms of money and time, and also in many ways, like a reputation of the company, right, and the lives of the people, more important, which is most important one. So, after seeing the what is testing and how important is testing in our life, let us see what we should do to do proper testing. What are the skill set we should have for doing proper testing? This is the skill set one should have to become an efficient tester. This includes some manual testing concepts. Manual testing concepts are like a fundamentals for testing. Even though you are going for automation testing, you should know these concepts. You cannot skip these concepts. In this manual testing, we'll be learning the process of testing, process of the development, software development lifecycle, which is SDLC. What are the process? What are the roles and responsibilities of a tester? What are the basic things a tester should do? What are the qualifications of a tester? Everything we'll be learning in this manual testing concepts, and also different types of testing, different testing techniques, different methods, everything about testing. Next comes one functional automation tool. Even though you are going for manual testing, you should be having a knowledge of automation tool. It's very much preferred for if you have a automation knowledge. So here we'll be going through Quick Test Professional QTP version 10, which is having a great demand in the market. Functional automation tool. We'll be learning this tool in this complete QA course. And the other one, you should also know one defect reporting tool. In this course, we'll be learning Quality Center. Of course, it is not only a defect reporting tool, but is also defect management tool. Okay. So we'll be learning this defect reporting tool, which is the Quality Center. Using this tool, we'll be writing the defects, reporting the defects. Not only reporting the defects, we can do everything in the testing process. Like you can execute your test cases, you can save your requirements. We'll be learning this tool in detail. And also one scripting language. In this course, we'll be learning VB scripting. VB scripting is required to instruct QTP. Okay. Next, domain knowledge. You acquire this by experience. Domain knowledge is nothing but, suppose if you are working on some banking application, you acquire the domain knowledge when you work on it. Similarly, insurance applications, finance applications, or else healthcare applications, right? You acquire this by experience. So this is the main skill set a tester should have. So to acquire this skill set, you should go through the this is the course content you should go through. Introduction to software testing. What is testing? We have already seen this. We have correct answer for this. Next, why we should test, how we should test. We have also seen why we should test. We have seen the importance of testing. We should learn how testing should be done. We'll be learning these in detail. Next, roles and responsibilities of a tester. What are the roles and responsibilities of the tester? Like you should prepare the test cases, execute the test cases, find out the defects, report the defects, prepare the defect report document, prepare the test case document. We'll be learning all the responsibilities of a tester and how to do all the documents and all. And also software development lifecycle SDLC. In this SDLC, we'll learn what are the different phases involved in developing a software application. How an application is developed. We'll learn this here. How, in a sense, what are the phases involved? Who are the people involved? What is the actual process involved in developing any application? We'll be seeing this in this SDLC. Next comes quality assurance and quality control. These are two important words a tester should know. Very frequently used words in IT industry. We'll be seeing the differences between these two and different SDLC models. Next comes testing methods like white box testing, black box testing, gray box testing. And in this black box testing, we'll also seeing different techniques like boundary value analysis. We'll be seeing this in detail with examples, equivalence class partitioning, state transition technique. Next comes decision table testing. Next comes error guessing. We'll be learning all these techniques in detail. Next, different levels in SDLC like unit testing, integration testing, system testing, UAT, ad hoc testing. These are techniques, testing techniques, and these are levels. We'll be seeing what are the levels and what are testings in the next classes. Next one is STLC. In this STLC, we'll be seeing how to prepare each and every document. What are the roles of a tester? What are the different phases in STLC? Next comes the functional automation tool. In this, we'll also learn VB scripting. We'll be learning this from basics. Alright, next one is a quality center test management tool. This is the complete course content. So coming to the definition of testing. This is a book definition of testing. We should also know these definitions to understand different terminology. To get in familiarity with the different terminologies, we'll be going through these different words. To check the correctness, completeness and quality of the product is called testing. What is meant by correctness and completeness? Let us see each word in detail. Correctness. Correctness means, as I told you, expected results of any product should be equal to the actual result. So that is called correctness. Whether expected is equal to the actual or not. To verify this one, that's called correctness. What is completeness? To understand this word completeness, let us take an example. Antivirus software. This is also software. Antivirus software. What do you expect from this? It should remove the existing virus from the PC. Remove the virus from PC. Warn us or give some messages whenever any virus attacks. And also it should protect from any new virus. It should remove the existing virus and also it should protect the system from any new virus. So these are the three requirements. Suppose see, these are three requirements of the antivirus software. Suppose that particular software is removing the virus which is already existing in the system. It is also giving warning messages, but it is unable to remove the virus which is a new virus attacking. So it's only doing the first two things. So the third one, it's failed to do the third one. Means whenever any new virus is attacking the system, it's unable to avoid that or prevent it. So only two tasks it is doing. So there's a third one is not met. Means again the particular antivirus is said to be a failure. As a tester, you should check all the requirements are fulfilled or not. It's not only enough to see whether one or two are satisfied. Any product should fulfill all the requirements. That's called completeness. All the requirements should be satisfied completely. And quality of the product. So that's what's called testing. In simple words, to check whether the actual results match the expected results and ensure that the product is defect free. That's what is called testing. After seeing this definition, let us go with some more definitions. Validating an application is called testing. Different terminology, that's all. Validating, verifying, or testing. Why to validate? To ensure that there are no bugs in the application as per the requirements. Again, the definition of bug. An error in a program or a fault and undefined coding which leads to malfunctioning of an application is called a bug. This is one more definition. Application which fails to give expected output is said to be affected with a bug. Bug is nothing but an error in software coding. After seeing a few definitions, let us try to classify the testing. Testing is broadly classified into two methods, two types. One is manual testing, the other one is automation. What is manual testing? In this, all the test execution will be carried out manually with a human effort. But in this process, in this automation process, the execution will be carried out by the tool, which is a QTP. It's like a machine which assists the test engineer in the testing process. This is a definition. In this type of testing, an application, all the testing efforts will be done manually. That is, all the phases in the SDLC will be carried out with human efforts. Whereas automation is optional, but manual testing will be performed on every application. Like let us take any application, suppose any banking application, right? This might be, suppose you are going to automate this application, automation testing, it's going for automation testing. Even though before going for automation, the application should be tested manually. Only it is tested manually, then only you should go for automation. You cannot skip the manual test process. That's what it means. Automation is optional, but manual testing should be performed on every application. So that is the importance of manual testing. Even though you are an automation engineer, before automating any application, it should be manually tested first. Then only you should go for automation. Drawbacks of manual testing. These are the drawbacks. More number of resources are required because it is done manually with a human effort. If there are no machines, let us say we are not having computers in the, let us take any bank. Nowadays banks are using computers, right? Every bank is using computer. Suppose there is no computers, so there will be delay in the work. More number of resources, human employees are required. That's what it means. More number of resources are required because it is done manually with a human effort. Next comes time consuming, right? If it is done with a machine, it will be done fastly. But if it done with human efforts, it obviously takes time. That's what it is called time consuming. No accuracy. There is no accuracy in the test process. Simultaneous actions are impossible. You can do only one task at a time. So that is one more drawback. Cannot repeat the same task with the same interest. Suppose you are testing some login page of your application, giving user ID and password. This is your login page. Entering user ID and password and click on login button. As a tester, you should test this scenario with multiple sets of data, isn't it? Multiple sets of data. It's not enough if you give some one username and password. You should test with a multiple user IDs and passwords. So if you keep on testing the same thing so many number of times, obviously you get bored. Once you get bored, your efficiency decreases. Efficiency decreases means there will be mistakes in your work. Means testing is not done properly. That's what it means. Cannot repeat the same task with same interest. If you appoint any machine to do this, it will not get bored, right? So that efficiency will not decrease and there will not be any mistakes. So those are the drawbacks of a manual testing. Coming to the automation testing. What is this automation testing? Automating human activities in order to validate the application. Here we assist QTP acts like assistant for us. We'll instruct QTP and it will do the testing process. Okay, that's what is called automating human activities in order to validate the application. Automation testing can be performed using programming language or scripting language and any other third-party tools like QTP, Rational Robot and so on. QTP uses the scripting language which is a VB script. Similarly, there are many tools which uses different language. Selenium, it requires Java and Perl. Similarly, there are many tools like Rational Robot, Silk Test, Load Runner, Win Runner, and so on. Each requires one programming language. To instruct that particular tool, we will use a programming language. Coming to the drawbacks, tools are expensive. Small size and mid-sized software companies cannot afford this cost because to buy the license for a single user, buying a license of QTP for a single user, it costs 3.5 to 4 lakhs. By this you can understand how expensive the tool is. So in a team there will be 10 to 15 people. So to buy the license for all those people, it costs a lot. So that's one drawback of automation tool. Even though it's costly, these days companies are affording the cost and buying the tools as they have understood the worth of the tool. All the areas, another drawback is all the areas of the application cannot be tested. All the areas cannot be tested means simple example for this is look and feel of the application. This cannot be tested by applying a tool, isn't it? Look and feel in the sense which color of the application, font size, page width and so on. These cannot be tested using a tool. They should be tested manually. So there are other areas also which cannot be tested using the tool. We'll be seeing those examples in the next classes. At this point, this is one simple example which you can understand. Areas of the application cannot be tested. This is one area. Lack of automation testing experts in the market. There is a lot of demand for the QTP experts in the market right now. So there was a lack of automation experts. So that's one drawback. So after seeing this, what is manual testing and what is automation testing, let us try to understand software development lifecycle. What is software development lifecycle? In this lifecycle, we'll see how a software application is developed. You are testing a software application. It's also important to understand how the application is developed. What are all the phases involved in it? Who are the persons involved in the development lifecycle? We'll be seeing this in detail in this software development lifecycle. First comes, what is software? This is nothing but a set of instructions or programs documented to perform particular task is called a software. whether it could be any programming language, Java, VB, Perl, .NET, C Sharp, whatever it is. But a set of instructions written in some programming language to perform a task is called software. We know this definition very well. After seeing what is software, let us try to categorize the software. It was categorized into two types: system software and application software.